What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video I'm going to be running a double dragon team with Dragonair and Altaria. And we do face off against a lot of ice-type Pokemon today, Frostlass and Dewgong, and this team can handle it. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Dragon Breath in this meta, as we do have a ban to Fairy and Steel-type Pokemon. Alright, getting into the first battle here, we have Dragonair on the lead versus Frostlass. So, kind of a tough lead matchup, but Dragonair is only single typing, right? Dragon, not dragon flying like Altaria, and Dragon Breath just does so much damage. Now we get to this Aqua Tail right here, which is going to be forcing the first shield of this game, and we will go ahead and shield this charge move now from Frostlass, because I want to try to get to that next Aqua Tail. Let's see if we can get to it in time. No, we do not right there. I think I might have over-tapped, but they do throw the second charge move, which is perfectly fine. I've gotten Frostlass out of the way, so Cresselia can easily come in and farm down with Psycho Cut, because they won't be able to get to an Avalanche or Shadow Ball in time. And in comes a Dewgong. So that is two Ice-type Pokemon, and this is obviously a tell that they likely have something like Medicham in the back or some type of fighter, because they don't want to face off against Cresselia. And because of that, Altaria is free. This is what's amazing about running the ABA setup with this Dragon team, is the Dragonair lead can still do incredibly well against Frostlass and Dewgong in the one shields. You get them low enough, and then Altaria can sweep later on because they likely don't have another counter. So we're going to go ahead and go for this next Grass Knot, looking to take out the Dewgong. And we do. Perfect. Final Pokemon is going to be a Glade. So it was a fighter in the back. If it was Medicham, we would still be okay because we can survive an Ice Punch. They'd have to throw 3, and they wouldn't be able to do that in time. So this is going to be, and they'd also have to take out Cresselia as well. They wouldn't have done it. I was expecting a Medicham in the back, but a Shadow Glade is pretty cool too. I'm going to go ahead and no shield, as it is just going to be a Leaf Blade and Dragon Breath down. So that is going to be a good battle, very well played. So game 1, facing off against two Ice-type Pokemon, and still able to handle it. Dragonair now versus Frostlass again. Let's see what we can do. I'm telling you guys, there's some juice to running these dragons in this meta. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Aqua Tail right away. You guys don't want to go for Body Slam. It's going to be resisted, right, by that ghost typing. So go for the Aqua Tail. So we do get a shield here, and it is going to be CMP tie. So I'm going to go ahead and shield myself and look to get to another Aqua Tail like we didn't, well, we didn't before, but I'm going to look to try to get to it this time. And they swap out into their own Dragonair. So that's a beautiful catch by them. So that's going to be resisted. We're going to go ahead and now come in with Cresselia and look to go for Moonblast. Now, Frostlass does have an Avalanche, or about to have an Avalanche. So I'm thinking of that. I'm letting you guys know right now. It's going to get spicy later on. I'm anticipating that I save a shield for that Avalanche, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go for Moonblast here against the Dragonair. Boom, down it goes. Beautiful. And in comes a Kecleon. And I'm like, hold up. What is going on here? I off the top of my head, I don't know the movesets on Kecleon. But if I remember correctly, there is an Ice-type move. Now, I know the moves now as shoutcasting it, but I'm not going to ruin the surprise of what's about to happen. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Grass Knot. We do get the shield. They do farm down. And now I'm thinking, okay, there is an Ice move. It's either Icy Wind or Ice Beam. I couldn't remember. So I'm going to go ahead and Sack Swap here, which is perfect, right? Soaking the energy. And remember, they throw a Foul Play. Remember, the Frostlass, I think, has an Avalanche. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to no shield, predicting that it's just going to be another Foul Play, but it wasn't. It was an Ice Beam from a Kecleon. The Frostlass gets farmed down, so it didn't have the energy, and Kecleon smacks me down. Man, I was playing that to a T until the point that I realized that Frostlass was a fast move away, and I could have safely shielded the Ice Beam. Good game to my opponent, but I kind of threw it right there. Now we have Swampert here on the lead, finally a good lead for us, and we will see Knocked Out come in, so we're going to go ahead and go for Body Slam. Now we have 3 really good answers to a Swampert in the back. That is the Altaria, well, all three of our Pokemon, right? The Dragon typing resisting, and Cresselia with Grass Knot. So what we're going to do here against Noctowl is look to see if we can get this thing low and try to force a shield here in the mid game. And then just try to maintain switch right here if we can. So let's see if we get it. Nope, they decided to let it go, so we maintain switch. Perfect. And now let's see what they decide to come in with. It is going to be the Swampert. So I'm actually going to go ahead and swap right away into Cresselia. Because what I'm hoping is that if they have a Dewgong in the back, that they try to come in with it, but they don't. They instead decide to go straight. So this might have been a throw here, because I was hoping for them to draw it out, but they decide to go for Hydro Cannon. So slight misplay on my end. I probably could have stayed in with Dragonair and then come in with Altaria. It would have been a lot better now looking back at this, but I'm not a perfect player. But there is a Medicham in the back, and this Medicham does have some shield, so we're going to go ahead and let the Ice Punch go through. Yes, it is super effective damage, but it's not enough to KO, and we are taking resisted damage from counter. So this is going to be a good game as we can go ahead and go for Sky Attacks. We still have our Dragonair as well with a little bit of energy. So now we're going to be forced to shield right here as the Ice Punch would take us out. And then we're going to look to go for the Sky Attack to force that final shield. And then I think I am close enough to a charge move that I should be able to win the race to it. So I'm going to go ahead and swap. And yeah, sure enough, I was. So I can safely go for Body Slam here to take out the Medicham. And then go for Dragon Breath here to take out Swampert. So looking back at that, obviously, I probably could have stayed in with Dragonair to just do Dragon Breath damage. And then come in with Altaria to resist all the moves. And then have proper alignment in the back. So that is... hindsight's pretty good. All right, good game. We got Lantern here on the lead, so really positive lead matchup for us. And they're deciding to stay in, which tells me that they are weak in the back. And if they're weak in the back, then it's going to be something that we heavily resist as well. So, or either that, or there's going to be other dragons in the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and no-shield this first one. It is going to be a Surf, which does do a decent amount of damage, which means the next one might be able to KO. And if it's a Thunderbolt, which I think this is, it's definitely going to KO. So I'm going to go ahead and give up a shield. And then look to farm down, because I have a lot of energy. Now, they do swap into a dragon. It was Altaria in the back, so we're going to go ahead and go for a Body Slam here. And then we're going to go into the Cresselia now to look to go for Moonblast and try to force shields in this game. So let's see if we can get it. Now, they have Altaria and Lantern, so there could be a lot of different things in the back. My hope is that it's not... obviously, I'm hoping it's not an Ice-type Pokemon, because now I have my Cresselia on the field. I guess I could have come in with the Altaria here to go for the Dragon Breath down and easily one-shield. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and go for Grass Knot. I throw it a bit early because I'm thinking that they're just about to get to Sky Attack. I want to try to force that shield before I no-shield. And sure enough, they did have the Sky Attack right there on that Dragon Breath. So it was good timing by me, but unfortunately I didn't get a shield from them. So now it's the ones here. We're going to go ahead and come in with our own Altaria and Dragon Breath down. And they actually have a Medicham in the back. So that's going to be a good game. Remember, they still have a Lantern, which is very low. The Altaria is very low. And we have our own Dragonair. So it's going to be Ice Punches right here. Looking back at that choice of shielding the first one, I think it's safer to no-shield the first one, because what you don't want to do is no-shield or shield a power-up punch and then they go for Ice Punch, because then that will KO. So we're going to go ahead and just easily tank this Ice Punch here. We're going to go for the Sky Attack. And then now we have to go into, I think the Altaria is low enough on their side. I mean, our own Dragonair, I think, should be able to win. Yeah, our own Dragonair can easily win. Dragon Breath down. And then the Lantern's going to go down as well. So that is going to be a good game, very well played. So this team really goes through teams that don't have Ice-type Pokemon. But overall, good battle. All right, moving to the next one. We got Dragonair on the lead versus Dunsparce. Okay. So this matchup, the charge move actually does a decent amount of damage, Rock Slide and Drill Run. So because we're doing so much damage with Dragon Breath, and if we land this Body Slam, I'll give up a shield and look to try to farm down. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam. They decided no shield. Perfectly fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and shield, like I said earlier, and farm down. I like keeping Dragonair alive, especially if they have Ice-type Pokemon, because it does just a little bit better than Altaria. Now, they swapped in a Dewgong, so obviously my fear right now is that there could be a Frostlass in the back, right? Dunsparce, Frostlass, Dewgong. that team synergy kind of makes sense. So what I have to do is hope that I can keep Dragonair alive with a shield in order to try to win this game and see if we can get the Altaria to farm down Dunsparce potentially. So we're going to go ahead and no shield right here. We're going to let the Icy Wind go through because it's not threatening right now. We're going to overload on energy. That way we make sure we have a charge move ready to go on the back end versus whatever comes in. My hope is that maybe Frostlass, we can go for Moonblast and then swap out. We have a healthy Dragonair as well with energy. So let's see what they decide to come in with. It is going to be the Dunsparce. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go for Grass Knot here. This should be enough to KO if they decide to let it go through, even though we've been hit with Icy Wind. But no, slightly not. I think, well, it was 2 Icy Winds, so that makes sense. I think I was calculating for 1. But Rock Slide now does land. We come in with Dragonair. It's actually going to be a Pelipper in the back, which is going to be a good game. Obviously, Pelipper won't have the damage, even with landing a Hurricane in order to take us out. So we're just going to go for the Body Slam here, force that shield. We're going to swap now into Altaria. I was trying to catch the Weather Ball there because our Dragonair was low enough where a Weather Ball probably could KO. And then we no shield. It is going to be Hurricane, but that's fine. Dragon Breath down. I'm telling you, if there's no teams really with, well, there's going to be nothing that really resists it here, obviously, because Fairy and Steels are banned. But if there's nothing that does super effective, really, I guess we do have rock-type moves there. We have Icy Wind and whatnot. But overall, double Dragons looking very, very strong. All right, we got Defense Form Deoxys here on the lead as well. This is one of those situations where I'm going to be shielding early because I want to keep Dragonair healthy, as well as the Psycho Boost from a Defense Form Deoxys can be deadly, and they will be swapping out anyways when they throw it. So we're going to go ahead and safely shield. We got the Defense Form Deoxys low enough where anything can take it out now. And they did throw the Psycho Boost, so we can safely shield that. They come in with a shiny Noctowl, so we're going to be able to get to this Body Slam in time. Already chunking down the health here of Noctowl. And what I'm going to do this time is come in with Altaria, because we know that right now we have Defense Form Deoxys. We know about Noctowl, but we don't know their third. And if we anticipate a potential Ice type, so Dewgong or Frostlass, then having Cresselia line to that is going to be a bit more favorable for us. Yes, we have to watch out for Shadow Ball from Frostlass, but overall, it's a lot better than the Powder Snow Avalanches that's going to be doing super effective damage to our dragon. So we have good alignment now. We take out the Noctowl. They come in with the Defense Form Deoxys, so they're going to have to throw the Psycho Boost again, which is totally fine by me. And then we have a good amount of health remaining on Dragonair, but we decide to come in with Cresselia now to get ahead on energy because we knew they would likely swap out, so whatever's in the back, we want to have that advantage. And it is going to be a Pidgeot in the back, which is really interesting because Pidgeot, in order to take us out, is going to have to throw a Brave Bird, which means the Dragonair with a shield should be able to win this game. Defense Form Deoxys is low enough where it won't be able to get to a charge move against the Dragon Breath damage or really counter down. And then the Brave Bird debuff is going to make Dragonair shred through the Pidgeot. Now, they're doing a good job of overloading on energy right here. And again, I'm not shielding anything. I'm saving the shield for Dragonair because I know that's my win con. So the Brave Bird does KO us. We come in with the Dragonair. They go for a Feather Dance, which is fine. But again, Defense Form Deoxys is out of energy. They've thrown Psycho Boost and swapped out, which means they're not going to be able to get to the charge move in time. And this allows me now to have a Body Slam ready to go for the Pidgeot. So that is going to be a good battle, very well played. Dragonair, oh, so good. It performs really well in Open Great League too. But overall, I think that was the last battle. Overall, this team was a lot of fun to use. Double Dragon should not be slept on, especially paired with a Cresselia. It's very, very tanky. Now, there's other Pokemon you could potentially pair it with out there, but I liked just the neutral coverage with Cresselia, the bulk, so it can soak a lot of damage, and the matchups that it has and can do so well against, like the Dewgong, like we've seen right there. You don't have to shield, you just keep going for Grass Knots and you can take that one. So let me know what you guys think about Double Dragon, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.